Good morning, students. In this lesson, we are going to see the continuation of the matter lesson. Okay. Unit number 3, the matter around us is our lesson title. Then today we are going to see that matter. Then I'll give a small recapitule about the previous classes. First, I can explain what is meant by atom. Then the atoms combine to form a molecule. So atom is a very small and tiny particle. A tiny particle combined or joined by certain chemical forces, we get a molecule. Then see a different types of molecule, we get a different kinds of molecule like a homogeneous, heterogeneous and triatomic, homoatomic, like we can get a molecule. So this is the major classification for the atoms and molecules. Now we are going to see that today lesson learning objectives are classification of matter. Okay, first how we are going to classify the matter is classified into two types. One is mixture and pure substances. I can explain already. Matter is a substance that is occupied by some of the volume or space. Okay, then matter is composed by atom, a small particle, then the atom is combined into molecule. Okay, we can say matter is also a molecule. Okay, whether the matter is a mixture, yes, means that is going to that homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Then heterogeneous mixture means this is going to that colloidal and suspension. Okay, then matter is no for the mixture means that is a pure substance means it can be a compound or elements. Now in this lesson we are going to see this part only. Okay, this part is in your classes, in your section we are going to deal with this part, because in previous classes we are going to see that in your higher studies like 8th or 9th standard we are going to see this. You are going to see this part in this lesson. In this 7th standard we are going to see this part, your pure substances. Okay, now we are going to see the now we are going to see that definition of matter. Okay, matter is the everything around you. Atoms and compounds are all made up of very small parts of matter. Those atoms going to build the things you can see and touch every day. Okay, matter is defined as anything that as mass takes place of space, its volume. Okay, volume is the amount of the space something occupies. Okay, you can assume the matter is everything around you, whether you can touch your clothes, whether you can touch your body spots, whether you can touch your wall. How the wall is built? The wall was built by small part of brick and regular and repeated arrangement. And regular and repeated arrangement, we can get our perfect shape of home, what we can expect. Like the atom is here like a brick. Here one or more atom combined to form making a molecule. Molecule is nothing but our home. But whether you thinking one home is same for another home? No, because like that in the matter also is not copied by the another molecule. Yeah, each and individual molecules having a different types of structure and different types of identity, like our house. Okay, whether you can take your human body also, no one can copy by you. Like that the atom, one atom is not copying by the another. But whether you are having an attitude of playing a cricket well, the another person also playing a cricket well, the same kind of thing. The matter is some of the property will be matched, some of the property will be matched. You can understand the definition of matter. Matter is simple definition, something occupies a space, volume, space or volume. See, what is matter? Anything that has a mass and occupies the space, is called matter. Okay, you can take home things in your home. whether you're having a sofa in your home, you are having a TV in your home, you are having so many things in your home, whether all should have coming under the matter composition, because they're not built as such. They are built by small particles, small size of atom combined to making a molecule, and molecule with the arrangement we want shape, we can get a things. So matter is majorly three type of classification. First one is solid, liquid and gases. First one is solid, liquid and gases. Whether you see that, take your notebook and you are doing one project, you take your notebook in your hand and do calculate what are the things in your home is solid, home things are solid, what are the things is liquid, what are the things is gas. I can give the simple introduction of the solid, whether you can using an ice cube, that is solid, whether you using to water for liquid, the water get evaporated, that is called gases. Okay. Then if matter definition and classification, I can already give some matter definition, but anyway I'm going to give now also. The anything is occupied by space. You calculate one vegetables, the street vegetable seller, the police station and bank. Okay, these all are coming under the matter classification, because name of the places in surroundings, police station, banks and market, this also are coming under the matter, because this police station, banks are building by the small brick and we can get a big one at a different shape. This is having a different type of volume and space. Okay. Then matter is classified into two broad categories, namely pure substance and mixtures. Pure substance are further divided into two category, elements or compounds. Elements or compounds. Now in this video we are going to see the elements and compounds only. Then I give one flow chart. First I took element or atom or element is a very small part, then that is coming under metal, then non-metal and metalloids. The element or atom classified into three major categories. First one is metal, non-metal and metalloids. The elements or metal. Matter is the simplest form called the elements. Okay. Matter is the simplest form means very small particle. This and all coming into the matter. In our chemistry, this periodic table is very important. The periodic table is very helpful to find out the atoms or matters or elements. This periodic table all are categorized by the different types of element and different types of property. Okay. This periodic table is classified into three major categories. One is metal, another one is non-metal, another one is metalloid. Then another sum of the point also is there, but you need not worry about that one. In this lesson, we are going to see that metal, non-metal and metalloids. Okay. You see that non-metal coming under this and this. This green area and this section is coming under the non-metal. This metal, this is full coming under the metallic property. Classification of element. Okay, I already said how we are going to classify the element. Element will be classified into three major categories: metal, non-metal and metalloids. Okay, the based upon the chemical properties I already said. Now we are going to see that metal. Metals are generally hard and shiny. You can imagine you take one iron rod. Iron rod is very soft. It's not possible because the molecules are tightly held together. It's not coming very loosely. So it become a very strong and hard. But whether you see that initially the metal surface of the metal iron that become very shiny. After the day by day we are placed it in that surrounding, what happens that day by day that's atmosphere attack will be happening, that will degrade the shining. Okay, but initially all metals are hard and shiny. So non-metals, whether you can think a non-metal, what is meant by non-metal? Metal we know, but non-metal means is not coming under the non-metal property. Non-metal property is apart from the metal. Okay, like we are having a carbon powder, we are having a silicone tube, we are having a powdery form, but doesn't all coming under the easily breakable substances. Easily breakable substances. You take one chalk piece is a best example for non-metal. Whether is that is having a definite shape and volume, but that is not having the shiny and strong, because that molecule is not that much strong force is happening inside that whether they're forming the molecule, but we can breaking the easily to the metal non-metals, but it's not possible to the metal. Okay, so that type of categories are called as a non-metal. Non-metal, the substance can easily breakable, but is having a property of definite volume and structure. Then the difference between the metals and non-metals. Okay, see, metal or luster, and they are shiny surface. Luster means very held tightly held together. Okay, luster means the surface and then held together very tightly. Okay, then a non-metal is non-luster. Non-luster means is not shiny surface. They have a non-shiny surface. Okay, the metals are generally hard. We know that one. Take a best example for iron and then our copper utensils in a home. The non-metal are generally soft. It's the best example for chalk piece. Most of the metals are bendable. Bendable means it's can't able to break, but we can bend what we can expect in a shape. Whether we know the construction of home, the one man will be twisting the iron rods at the different shapes. Okay, but that is not breaked, but is we can bend it as we want that much. But non-metals are not like that. That is easily breakable. Okay, non-bendable. The best example is also chalk piece. Okay, metals can be bent, beaten into sheet, and they can be drawn down into the wire. Okay, whether you think the copper metal is a break wire, our electric cable, we are having a utensil as a thin plate, we are having a sheets, we are having a copper sheets. But you think we are making a chalk piece like this? It's not possible because non-metals are ductileable. Ductileable is nothing but is not coming under bendable, sheetable and wireable property. The metals are good conductors of electricity. You know, so only we are using a copper wire for a electrical conductance and aluminum wire for electrical condenser. But non-metal, whether you think the chalk piece can be conducting a heat and electricity, it's not possible. Whether you think a charcoal is conducting any electricity? No. Most of the metal is a good conductor of heat. The metals are bad conductor of heat. We are placed it in one iron rod to that gas burner. We are touch it means we feel the heat. But whether we are going to place it that chalk piece in that burner, after some time we can touch it means it's not like that. Okay. The metals are making a ringing sound when struck. Whether we are doing in puja in a home, we are doing some bells in the puja time. Oh, what happening? We get a one beautiful sound that is called the sonority of the metal. But whether you place it in the chalk piece and hitting means you can able to hear any sound. It's not possible to get a sound. Only the metals having a property to giving a sonority. Sonority is nothing but sound property. Then metalloids. This is a very important one. This metalloids is nothing but this metal and non-metal is combined and centered or in between properties is having. Metalloids is one of the useful compound for making nowadays. Okay, metalloids is coming under the is having a property of the metal, is having the property of non-metal. It's having the property of metal, it's having a property of non-metal. Okay, you can think metalloids is nothing but it's having a property of metal, is having the same time it's having a properties of non-metal also. Then uses of metalloids. The metalloids, the pure silicon is one of the metalloids. We can making a silicon chips in our daily life without mobile phone, without laptop and computer we can't able to do. Without in nowadays TV also manufacturing from like this. See the silicon is making from silicon chips and then so many electrical conductors we are making from the metalloids only. Okay. Then again the metals is metalloids and then all are okay. Now we are coming into the compound. Compound is a pure substances that is formed when atom of two or more elements combine chemically in definite proportion. This is important one. I take that sodium metal. I take that chlorine gas. I'm making a sodium chloride for cooking. Okay, what happened? The sodium is very reactive for room temperature. When I pass it to the chlorine gas to the sodium, I can getting a sodium chloride salt. Can get sodium chloride salt. Okay, like this. This is a one atom. This is a one element or atom combined to form a new compound at a definite proportion. At a definite proportion is called a compound. Compound is a pure substance. Then some of the properties is having for the compound. A compound is formed only a constituent elements combined at a fixed proportions. This is very important. Without proportions, we can't able to get a pure compound. A properties of compound different from the constituent of element. So we can added a sodium plus chloride, we can get a sodium chloride. Suppose we can having a calcium plus chloride, we can get a calcium chloride. So constituent elements is very important to get a pure compound. A compound cannot be broken down in a physical method. This is only one important. Whether you making to crushing as a reduce the size, you take a rock salt to powder salt. The salt is having a property, so for same for the rock salt and the powder salt. Only we can bring down the size. We is not able to bring down the property. The physical method we can't able to help for bring down the property of the metals. Only the chemical method is helpful to bring down the properties. A compound can be separated into constituent elements by the chemical methods only. That is very important. We can't able to do physically. We can do that chemically for the easily change the compounds nature. Then difference between elements and compounds. Element is the simplest one. Compound is a combined form of elements. Okay. Element combined to form compound. The compound split into the element. Atoms are the fundamental particle of element. Most of the fundamental particles of molecule is a fundamental particles of compound. So the both is having a chain relationship. So one atom making a compound. One atom, another atom is making a compound. Sorry, molecule. The molecule of different kind of atoms is said to be a compound. Elements combined to form a compound. The compound split into, because it's having a three compound. Whether we are splitted at a chemical method, we can get a small part of elements. The atom is a fundamental particle for elements and molecules are fundamental particle for compounds. I'll give the small recap about this section. What are the things we are learn from this lesson? Metal, non-metal, metalloids and compounds. Then I'll give the small assignment of your hint, the formula and what are the constituent ion is there, and write the name of the substances. Thank you.